And we're going to open it up.
Good afternoon. Thank you for joining us today. We're going to wait just a minute or two before we get started to let others joining get on board here, but we are looking forward to our time together very shortly. All right. I don't want to keep anyone from their lunch in case you're on your lunch hour here, but we're going to go ahead and get started. I want to welcome everyone. My name is Cindy Soffarelli, and I am Vice President of Advancement and Community Engagement here at Metropolitan Ministries. I'm very excited to be on this call with you today, and I really appreciate you taking time to be with us, and especially for your support of our mission here at Metropolitan Ministries. This is our second session of Mission in Focus. It's a new monthly series that we've designed to really give you an up-close opportunity to hear from our leaders on how you are supporting our work in alleviating suffering, promoting dignity, and instilling self-sufficiency. Today's session will be led by our President and CEO, Tim Marks. He's going to take the first 10 to 15 minutes to share outcomes, share stories of hope, and really what lies ahead for us in 2021. He'll then take questions. I will be helping to facilitate those questions that you may have. He will answer those at the end. So please utilize your chat box function, and I will collect the questions, and as time permits, we will try to get to all of them. So with no further ado, I'd like to introduce our President and CEO, Tim Marks.
Thank you so very much, Cindy. We appreciate the ability to come to you live with this technology just to reach as many people as we can. We love having folks come on our campus. We have volunteers that come and join us on a regular basis. Maybe someday you would like to come and join us, volunteer with your family, maybe your faith community or your work group. But we love hosting donors, those that really invest in our work. And since we're not doing those in person, we thought we'd use this technology. Just to touch base with you, first start out with a big thank you. Thank you for your support. You know, that word unprecedented, it got used a lot. It was an unprecedented year. It continues to be an unprecedented new year of still dealing with COVID issues and folks dealing with poverty. But you stood up to help your neighbors. You stood up to help people that you would never meet, but you showed that you cared for others. And we just want to let you know from a stewardship perspective, how that care made a difference in the lives of the families we serve, and share a little bit about where we're going. When we host people, it happens often that people say, I had no idea. And we just want to continue to inform you about who we are as an organization. Some of this might be a bit of a quick refresher for you, but we just want to kind of level set. And for us, we level set on mission. Mission is what drives us each and every day. We have three major components of our mission. It's to alleviate suffering. That can be in hunger relief and shelter programs, could be in clothing programs. We then focus on promoting dignity, which is how we treat the families we serve and individuals that come to us. But it's also a strong focus on education, from early education for infants to toddlers, up to middle school and elementary school students, to our high school students, and to adults. So when you think of homelessness, You might think of the guy on the street, and we do too, but we think more of children. There are more children under our care, and we want to change the cycle, break the cycle of homelessness and poverty for the families that we serve. And so promoting dignity is key, and education is key to that in our minds. Then that leads to really all these need to work together to that third goal, which is really the most important goal, which is to instill self-sufficiency. Self-sufficiency in our mind comes from a job and an affordable place to stay. And we're doing a lot in the area of job training, job placement, employment boot camps, but also a lot in the area of affordable housing. And we'll talk a little bit about that in a moment. We call ourselves to a pretty high standard, like in our mind, the highest standard, because we say this is an expression of the ongoing ministry of Jesus Christ. So for us, Christ loved all, he served all, and he gave us all. So if we're going to say we're going to do something that's an extension of that work, that means we're going to love everybody that comes into our front door. Everybody gets loved on, and everybody is going to be served. And we're going to care for everybody we possibly can and try to do our best and give our all to serve. That's our desire in every interaction with our families. Our vision is what we aspire to do. So mission is what we try to do each and every day. And we enhance that with your support and with a great staff looking at the needs of our community. But our vision is what we aspire to be. And the first line of our vision statement says that Metropolitan Ministries will be America's most effective caregiver to the poor and homeless. So, it's a key word, will be, means that we're not. At least that's our attitude, is that we can be better today, we can be better tomorrow. We are always looking to get better. We have a focus on process improvement. I'm an engineer by degree, and I love looking at process improvement, systems, communications. How can we be the most effective stewards of the gifts that you give to help our families? Always striving to get better. We have lots of key performance indicators and measurements and process improvement teams making us better. Now, what's the benefit of that? That you see that in the lower left corner. So if in doing so, we promise to ensure the families have the best opportunity to become self-sufficient. If we're striving to get better, it should make a difference for the families we serve. And if we're striving to get better, it should make us better stewards, both the volunteers when they volunteer their time, and you when you give your gifts to us. So that's what drives us. The last sentence of our vision statement says, above all, our witness will be to the power of love in healing broken lives and building strong, caring communities. Well, I love this because even though I'm an engineer and wasn't really great with English, I know that above all means above all. So it's the best, it's the most important thing. And it says our witness, which means not our words, our witness, our actions will be to the power of love, loving everybody that comes to us, to heal brokenness. And so you would imagine there'd be a lot of brokenness for folks that lose everything and have to move into a shelter. But this other idea of building a strong, caring community is just as important. And that's where you come in. We saw brokenness in our communities this summer. We saw brokenness from folks that never needed our help before because of COVID. And it's about what we're all about is the hopeful side of that equation, to inspire hope and to bring communities together. And so that's what we aspire to do with our vision. Got a short video to show you, just to kind of take care of that one issue. What we always hear when people come on our campus, they say, I had no idea. This is a video we did for our 45th anniversary. So the numbers are even higher, but this is a great little video that kind of level sets what we do in the scope of our programs. See if I can do this right.
For those who have fallen on hard times, hope may seem far out of reach. But hope renews itself. Time and again, hope sweeps in to point us along a brightened path. In 1972, in a city overwhelmed by hunger and homelessness, 13 congregations came together to offer food and assistance to those in need. From a single food pantry, Metropolitan Ministries embarked on a history of humanitarian aid for our neighbors, right here in Tampa Bay. Since then, we've provided over 30 million meals, and our volunteers have logged over 1.9 million hours, In 1986, we expanded our mission, opening the Family Care Center, offering shelter for families in crisis. We've now offered 674,125 nights of shelter on the Miracle Place campus. And 99% of families are still in stable housing 1 year after completing our Uplift You Self-Sufficiency Program. Our expansion, beginning in 2014 with Miracle Place and Pasco in 2015, now provides daily assistance for 130 families who are safe tonight throughout Tampa Bay. In 1995, Reverend Morris E. Hinsman, Metropolitan Ministries president, said in response to the expanding need for holiday assistance, "Let's throw up a tent." We have now helped more than 232,200 families receive a Thanksgiving or Christmas meal and a few toys for their children. The families say beyond the food and toys, they receive hope through this iconic Tampa Bay program. In 1997, we opened America's first elementary school ever to be located inside a homeless shelter. And in 2015, we opened the brand new state-of-the-art Patricia J. Sullivan Partnership School. To date, 2,503 elementary children have been educated on our campus. Between our on-campus children, outreach children, and holiday assistance programs, over 1.5 million children have had their lives impacted during 45 years of hope. It's because of you, miracles are possible. There are more than 1 million stories of hope and many more yet to be written. Hope is in your hands.
That's a pretty inspiring video that we did about 5 years ago. I know what you're saying, Tim. Your voice sounds so much different on that video. It's so professional, almost godlike. Sounds a little bit like Morgan Freeman, doesn't it? It does sound like him, but it wasn't Morgan Freeman. But I find that to be so inspirational to think of how we started very humble beginnings, 13 churches coming together, and to see the impact that we've been having. And then this past year has been the single largest year of impact for Metropolitan Ministries because of your support and because of the needs of the community because of COVID. So as a recap, we do housing. So we have 100 families that live on our Tampa campus, 24 families that live in our Pasco campus. We have about 14 families that live off campus in various apartments and different units. I'll talk a little bit later. We're opening up a Sable place this week with another 112 units for families, but it's a family housing initiative that we're all about helping families move to self-sufficiency. That comes with case management, people caring for families, giving them a roadmap, helping them move forward. A lot of you know about us for holiday assistance. The video brought that out. Last year for holidays, we were with 65 different partners in 6 different communities helping families. Talked a little bit before about education. We're all about outreach and prevention, which means let's work upstream to solve problems before they become big problems. Anything we can do to stabilize the family is great. And then obviously the food and clothing, a lot of food insecurity in our community. And we've worked very hard to deliver that. What we're very proud of as a nonprofit, we don't get a lot of government money. So we do have to fundraise. You get letters from us, you get emails from us. But I want you to know that on an independent audit that was just completed for last fiscal year, which ended June 30th of 2020, 89% of everything that's donated to Metropolitan Ministries go directly to life-changing programs. We take stewardship very seriously. I've mentioned that word several times here, and we want you to know that we're trying to bring as many dollars directly to programs as possible. That number was much lower before I got here, and I'm very proud that we've made this number as high as it could possibly be, and we'll continue to strive to be the best stewards of the gifts that you give to us. Now, because of COVID, we had to turn ourselves inside out. There were families in need and in crisis. They couldn't necessarily get to us. We were going into a virtual model like we were doing today. And if you look at that map, we went to an online rental and utility assistance program, and you just saw this amazing map of impact throughout Tampa Bay. But as far south as, Bradenton, Sarasota, as far north as Spring Hill, and look how far east into the Lakeland, Polk County communities, people were receiving help. In the past, every one of those folks would have to get in their car and come to our front door, bring all their paperwork with them. And if they missed their paperwork, go back and start over again. And we eliminated all that. We did bring all the stewardship, though. We did. We case managed it. We talked to the landlords. We validated the need and validated how we could help these families. And so tremendous impact beyond all these rental assistance. You can see the number, almost 59,000 food boxes. We did home deliveries. I did many home deliveries. We went into 3 counties doing home deliveries. We went into some affordable housing developments to deliver boxes, as well as you saw us in the parking lots delivering food to folks that drove up to get their food. What we really then went towards is we looked at all the people we helped, and we also then looked at the targeted communities that really need our help the most. And in every community, there's 4 or 5 zip codes where the child poverty rate is twice as high as the community's poverty rate. And so for the holidays, especially, we thought, let's really go into those communities, but do that in a partnership manner, not just come in ourselves, but come along with folks that are already in those communities, nonprofits and other agencies that are already in a community, come alongside them, bring them food and toys so that they can provide a little sense of hope for folks that maybe felt that they were forgotten at the holidays. And so we're very proud to see how we move forward with this purpose-driven approach at the holidays. And so much so that we decided that we really want to make that a mainstay of all our services, is to really go in, keep turning ourselves inside out. So this idea of expanding our outreach and prevention, work upstream, help people. We have case managers walking in woods today to find homeless folks and homeless encampments and try to help them get out of that situation so they can become self-sufficient. We have case managers, case managing families in hotels and motel rooms, families that are living in cars. We've case managed families that are living in furniture storage lockers, which don't have restrooms, but that's where they spend the night. And we send case managers to those families to help them get out of that situation. And so we're not just waiting for the need to come up to our front door. We'll welcome the need at our front door, but we want to be proactive to go out and help the need and help families and keep children safe. So we will continue to do that. We continue to look at how we can support the community. We have a counseling program and a trauma-informed care initiative on our campus, and we are turning ourselves inside out to make those types of programs available to the community. In about 30 days, we're going to be opening up a resiliency center, which is something that was inside our campus. Now it's going to be outside our campus. It's going to be available for all our families that are in residency, families that we're case managing in the community, and then eventually we'll open it up to the entire community. Our affinity program is all about our culture and work-life balance and compassion fatigue. We've offered thousands and thousands of dollars worth of free training to our teachers and other public servants to help them, as this has been a very traumatic year. So we're, again, trying to bring as much of who we are and what we see works on campus to the broader community. And then finally, very excited about the focus on affordable housing. Sable places 112 units of affordable housing. This is a place in the last couple of weeks where there's been a lot of tears shed, tears of joy, where I can tell you several of our moms that were in the smaller shelter units here, they're as small as 260 square feet, 260 square feet, family of 2 or 3 living in that. They're going from that to 1,000 to 1,200 square feet. And these are beautiful apartments. The families will be paying rent. It's an affordable rent. And we're going to have case managers on the first floor. And we're there if you need us. If you don't need us, you live independently. Beautiful splash pad in the back. There's a beautiful trees, and it's just a beautiful setting for wildlife, and just a very wonderful place for our families to live. And again, if they need us, our case managers will be right there on the first floor to support those families in their journey to self-sufficiency. So a lot of things going on at Metropolitan Ministries, a little bit about where we're going. I hope you took some time to maybe send Cindy a question in the chat. And if there are some questions, Cindy, I'll take them at this time.
Great, thank you. Are there plans to expand affordable housing outside of Sable Place in other counties that we serve?
Yeah, we are definitely interested. We had made a run at doing some in Pasco County because our shelter's up in Pasco County. It was a competitive bid process, so we weren't successful there, but we are actively looking to provide an additional 24 units of shelter and housing in Pasco. We're just looking at different funding sources to do that. I have several other collaborative partners that want to help come alongside us and bring more into Hillsborough County, as well as Pinellas County has a strong emphasis on affordable housing. And if we can add value to any of those initiatives, we'll be all for that.
Great, thank you. Well, this is a good question. How can I get more involved in volunteering?
Awesome. Well, we love volunteers, and a lot of different areas to volunteer. We have our main campus here in Tampa. We have our warehouse just off Adamo Drive, where we have volunteers helping us build food boxes every day except Sunday. And then we have our Pasco campus, where you can volunteer and help families there. And now that Sable Place is open and we're moving families into their new apartments, we have volunteers helping us out in the community at Sable Place. Wherever we go, we can use volunteers. And the guide for all that is at our website, metromin.org. You push the button, I want to help, and that'll guide you to the volunteer page, and you can see the various volunteer opportunities. You can sign up for a volunteer opportunity today. That's a time that's convenient and a place that's convenient for you and your family.
Great. Can we come for a tour even during COVID?
Yes, you can. We are a very safe campus. I'm socially isolated here, but we have masks. We do temperature checks. Cindy can host you for that. Also, I'll give you my email address is tim.marks@veteranmin.org. You can send me an email. We'll make sure we will, if I can be there to host you, I will, but Cindy and I will collaborate to make sure that we can get you on campus for a tour so you can see it, whether that, again, that's the Tampa campus, Sable Place, or Pasco. We would love to host you. We're very fortunate today. We're doing vaccinations on campus today. I've gotten my vaccines, and but it's a very safe environment. We're continuing to follow all CDC guidelines with masks and temperature checks.
Great, another COVID related. What do you feel like the elongated effects will be for COVID as it relates to the greatest needs at Metropolitan Ministries?
It's a really good question. I do feel like there's an elongated impact, I think, for kids that aren't in school, and what we've really tried to strive is to break the cycle of homelessness. That if mom grew up in poverty, how can we break that cycle? How can we help mom, and then how can we help the kids? I think a real long-term impact would be some of those teens that aren't in school or maybe have gotten disenfranchised and are not working, and there's some things that we're going to be working on to try to be active in the community to help folks that maybe got caught in some of these gaps. There's a lot of dollars coming in. We've all heard about stimulus dollars and things like that coming into the community. I think those will be temporary fixes. And so, that other shoe may drop in about 12 months from now. We'll see. We're there to stand in the gap for anybody today. But in the long term, I suspect when the moratoriums are up on evictions, and the last of the stimulus style dollars have gone out, that maybe in 6 to 12 months, we might have the other shoe drop for some folks. At the same time, one of the things that we've been reading about and seeing is that this issue of domestic violence has really rose during the pandemic. And the families that we serve here, about 90% are single women who've been abandoned, 90%. And about 80% have experienced some sort of domestic violence in their life. And it doesn't matter what the economy is, and it doesn't matter if there's a stimulus check out there. If it's an unsafe situation for a mom or a child, mom's going to do what's right for her and her child to get out of that situation. And that's where Metropolitan Ministries can play a role to help that mom get back on her feet. And I think that will be a constant stream of need for our community and our programs.
Great. I think that is the list of questions, unless anyone else wants to type any in right now.
Cindy, if you could
Summarize some of those.
put your email and my email in the chat. So if anybody wants to send us a note as a follow-up, and feedback. We say feedback is a gift. If you thought that this was informative, or if you felt like it missed the mark, we only get better by hearing from you and getting your feedback. And so that's why we say feedback is a gift, because it's an opportunity for us to be better as leaders, to be better as an organization, and better in our care for our community.
Wonderful.
We're just about at the 12:30 mark. And so I guess at this point, I just want to thank you for allowing us to inspire hope in our community. We hope you all have a great day.
Thank you, Tim.